Picture this. You check your bank account after months of being responsible. Every paycheck, you moved a little money into savings. $100 here, $200 there. You skipped takeout. You ignored impulse purchases. You told yourself you were finally getting your financial life together. And honestly, you were. But then one day, you open your banking app and notice something that completely changes the way you think about money. Your savings account finally hit $10,000. And after an entire year, your bank paid you around 0.5% interest. That means your money made about $50. $50. Meanwhile, inflation quietly made everything more expensive. Rent went up. Groceries got pricier. Gas costs climbed. So even though your account balance looked bigger, your money actually lost buying power. And that's the moment a lot of people start asking the same question. Am I missing something? Because everywhere online, people keep talking about investing. Stocks, index funds, compound growth, passive income, long-term wealth. And suddenly, saving money no longer feels like the finish line. It feels like the starting point. Here's the reality nobody explains clearly enough. Saving money protects your future. Investing money builds your future. And those are two completely different things. My name is Bryony, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact beginner-friendly path from saving money to investing money, step by step, without making risky decisions, feeling overwhelmed, or gambling your life savings away. If you've got money sitting in your savings account and you've been wondering what to do next, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. First, let's clear up one huge misunderstanding. Saving money alone almost never creates real wealth. Now, don't get me wrong. Saving is important. In fact, it's essential. But saving is supposed to be the foundation, not the final destination. Because savings accounts are designed for safety, not growth. Think about it like this. Imagine you leave $10,000 inside a savings account earning 1% annual interest. After 1 year, you'd have about $10,100. That sounds decent at first, until you compare it to investing. Historically, the S&P 500 has averaged around 10% annual returns over long periods of time. So if that same $10,000 was invested and earned 10% in a year, it would grow to roughly $11,000. Now, at first glance, that difference doesn't feel life-changing. But the real difference appears over time. Because money grows differently when compounding enters the picture. After 20 years, that savings account earning 1% would grow to around $12,200. But investing that same money at 10%, that becomes roughly $67,000. Same starting amount, completely different outcome. And this is where the real wealth gap begins. It's usually not between people who spend money and people who save money. It's between people who only save and people who invest. But here's the part nobody talks about enough. Most people never make the transition. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, and definitely not because they're incapable. It's because investing feels emotionally uncomfortable. Saving feels predictable. Your money sits there quietly. Stable, safe, controlled. Investing feels different. One day your portfolio goes up. The next day it drops. Then financial news channels start screaming about crashes and recessions, and panic spreads everywhere. And for beginners, that emotional roller coaster feels terrifying. A lot of people secretly think, what if I lose everything? But here's the mistake. They think the only two options are either keep all their money in savings forever, or throw all of it into the stock market at once. In reality, smart investing happens gradually. You transition in stages. So let's walk through the exact process. Step 1. Build a real emergency fund. Before you invest a single dollar, you need cash reserves. Not investment money, not crypto money, not I'll just sell stocks if something happens money. Actual emergency savings. Ideally, you want 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. This money exists for one reason only: protection, job loss, medical emergencies, unexpected bills, car repairs, life happening. Because one of the biggest reasons people panic sell investments is simple. They need the money too soon. An emergency fund gives you breathing room. It protects your investments from becoming emergency cash. And psychologically, it changes everything. When you know your short-term life is secure, investing suddenly feels far less scary. Step 2. Separate saving and investing mentally. This sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You need two separate categories in your mind. The first is safety money. The second is growth money. Safety money stays stable. Growth money is allowed to move. When people mix these together, they panic every time the market dips because emotionally, it feels like they're losing their safety net. But when you clearly separate them, investing becomes much easier to handle emotionally. Because you stop checking short-term fluctuations like they're emergencies. You understand the role of each dollar. And honestly, investing is more about behavior than intelligence. Step 3. Start small. This is where beginners overcomplicate everything. They think investing requires thousands of dollars to matter. It doesn't. Many investing platforms let you start with as little as $50 or $100. And in the beginning, the amount matters less than the habit itself. Because successful investors aren't built through one massive investment. They're built through consistency. Small investments made repeatedly over time. Month after month. Year after year. That's where wealth actually comes from. Not luck. Not timing the market perfectly. Consistency. Step 4. Keep your investments simple. This is another place where beginners go wrong. They immediately jump into complicated strategies. Day trading, options trading, meme stocks, crypto hype, trying to beat the market. This is why index funds became so popular. Instead of trying to guess which company will explode in value, index funds spread your money across hundreds of companies at once. You're basically buying a small piece of the overall economy. That means diversification, lower risk, and steady long-term growth potential. And here's something important. Even legendary investors like Warren Buffett have repeatedly recommended low-cost index funds for the average person. Because investing doesn't need to be exciting to be effective. In fact, the most successful investing strategy is usually pretty boring. And that's a good thing. Now let's talk about the real superpower, compounding. Imagine you invest $300 every month into the market. If your investments average 8% annual returns, after 25 years you'd end up with roughly $285,000. But here's the wild part. You only personally contributed about $90,000. The remaining $195,000 came from growth. That's compounding. Your money starts earning money. Then that money earns money too. And over time, growth begins accelerating. This is why wealthy investors obsess over time in the market instead of timing the market. Because time multiplies everything, and the earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. Now naturally, this leads to the biggest fear beginners have. What happens if the market crashes right after I start investing? First of all, that will probably happen at some point. Market crashes are normal. They've happened many times throughout history. Recessions happen. Corrections happen. Volatility happens. But here's what experienced investors understand that beginners usually don't. Long-term investors often benefit from downturns. Because when prices drop, your regular monthly investments buy more shares at cheaper prices. And when markets eventually recover, which historically they always have over long enough periods, those lower-priced investments can grow significantly. This is why experienced investors stay calm during volatility. They're thinking in decades, not days. The stock market transfers money from impatient people to patient people. And patience is incredibly profitable. Let me explain this another way. Saving money is like storing seeds inside a glass jar. They're protected, safe, untouched. But nothing grows. Investing is like planting those seeds into the ground. At first, it feels messy. Some days look bad. Some seasons grow slowly. And progress feels invisible. But over time, growth begins compounding beneath the surface. And eventually, those tiny seeds become something far larger than what you originally planted. That's how wealth works. Slowly at first, then dramatically later. So let's simplify the entire roadmap. First, build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Second, mentally separate safety money from growth money. Third, start investing small amounts consistently. Fourth, focus on simple long-term investments like index funds. And fifth, stay patient long enough for compounding to do its job. Because here's the truth most people eventually realize too late. Saving money creates stability, but investing money creates freedom. And the moment your money starts working harder than you do, everything changes. If this video helped you better understand the transition from saving to investing, make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video. And I want to ask you something. Are you still in the saving stage right now, or have you already started investing? Let me know in the comments. Because for most people, the biggest financial transformation happens the moment they stop only saving money, and finally start growing it.